And welcome back. I think that's it. There's only 4 in this area. Oh. I couldn't see the enemies that were right in front of me. Can you make that jump? Ow. What? There's nothing behind that? I don't believe it. Yeah, there's only one in here. That means there's two left somewhere in the universe. And I am now and will forever be unable to find them. Why is this game so hard? That's the way out. There's two in here. And then that's it. I have no idea where the last ones are. I'm stumped, perplexed, flummoxed. There's no passageway there. If you're thinking to yourself, gee, it's really dark down there, you are not alone, my friend. need more health than I thought I did. There's nothing quite like driving yourself out of your mind looking for collectibles, is there? It's kind of the peak video gaming experience, is it not? I am just completely incapable of understanding what the game wants from me. There's nowhere to go. There's nothing to do. I've been everywhere in the universe. This is certainly the peak Frownie video gaming experience. It's like the only thing I'm good at is being bad at finding collectibles. There's nowhere I haven't been and nothing I haven't looked at. These fallen branches look like the kind of thing you're supposed to walk up to, like, get up higher on the tree to find something hidden up there, but they're all at, like, a weird angle so that the pointy side is faces up, so you just slide off of them. You know what? I wonder if these two graves have something to do with it. Because I'm missing 2 teddy bears. And there are 2 graves, right? So... And it's a planet full of zombies. Just figured I'd try everything. I think the thing is, there's weapons I don't have. Thrifty, welcome in. Thank you for the resub, Thrifty. Very much appreciated. Thank you for the 7 months. Hope you're having a wonderful night. I'm having a drive myself into madness kind of night. The only weapon that I still kind of think might work. There's an electricity weapon. This character doesn't have it. But if I had the electricity weapon, maybe I could zap the graves and resurrect the teddy bears underneath. Assuming that that has anything to do with anything and isn't just a piece of scenery. Uh, welcome in, Rye. Thank you for joining us tonight. I forgot how blurry this game was. Classic, though. Uh, it, it looks alright. It looks alright to me. But I'm kind of a low resolution kind of guy, I guess. I've been enjoying it. I've never worked my way all the way through this game before. I played it a little bit. I played it just a little bit when I was young, but I never got very far. I'm hoping to I'm hoping to 100% and fully conquer it this time. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. It's proving to be quite challenging. It's not bad, just the N64 has its own charm for sure. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the N64. I had a lot of Nintendo stuff growing up, so that's I mean, it's definitely not all I play, but it's where I'm usually like where all my like nostalgia triggers are and such. I barely remember it. Yeah, I think I got this game. I feel like this game was really late in the Nintendo 64's lifespan. And even if I'm incorrect in that assumption, I think I got this game really late. Basically, right before the GameCube came out, and then I got the GameCube at launch. And I think that's why I never really played much of this. Was it just got kind of overshadowed. I got it at a really bad time. But it's really good. It's the controls are a little bit wonky, and it is sometimes a little frustratingly cryptic. But it's mostly a really enjoyable experience. Definitely worth playing. Uh, oh, might not be quick enough on the draw there. It got really scary. Is this door over here open yet? No. I had younger brothers, so the 64 is basically just a GoldenEye machine. PlayStation 1 was my own console, so most of my nostalgia lies there. Yeah, I didn't, so when it comes to nostalgia for the PlayStation 1, it's really just Bushido Blade is the nostalgic game for me. My best friend in high school had a PlayStation, and we played that together. But that was really my only like youthful PlayStation experience. Though we've done a handful of games on the stream. We just finished Bubsy 3D, which despite being a supremely terrible game, I actually kind of really like. Um, we've done Silent Hill, and I'm working on Ape Escape now. We did the first Spyro game. Those have all been some good times. I played a few trash games on the PlayStation 1 as well. But those are some of those that I just listed are like the really positive experiences that I've had so far with it. I kind of missed out on GoldenEye. Uh, I had Perfect Dark though. I'm a really big fan of Perfect Dark. That game was a lot of fun. Basically, all of the happy feelings that people have for GoldenEye, I have for Perfect Dark instead. Angelus, welcome in. Thank you for the raid, my friend. I hope you've had a great night, as always. Love to hear what you were up to and how it went for you. Ooh, I was starting to type a shout out, but cows beat me to it. Should play this again for sure, Rice says. That game was the best. Classics all. Perfect Dark was a blast too. Yeah, I really like Perfect Dark. I don't know if for sure if I ever beat it. I think I did. I think I did because I think I know what the last level looks like and the last boss. I definitely didn't beat it on the hardest difficulty. I think I only beat it on an easier difficulty. But I don't know. My memories of the game are pretty vague. I spent most of the time. So I had one friend when I was in middle school that I played a lot of Perfect Dark with. We would team up. It would be him and me in multiplayer against the bots. But I also just played multiplayer against the bots all the time by myself. I really loved playing against the bots in that game. I thought that was the coolest thing. Angela's playing something called, what is that, P.O.'d? I don't know about this game. What is it? It lived up to its title? The little great alien guy weirded me out. Elvis, right? Elvis was his name. I remember him. Alright, I'm checking this out because Lupus has the electric weapon, so if my electricity theory is correct, which I really don't know why it would be, but if it is, then this will give us some insight, even though it won't help us. It won't help us clear the stage necessarily. If the either way, after this experiment, we're gonna go on to another stage because I've been here for so long, and I hate to just have the time sunk, but I'm not getting any smarter at this stage, so we'll just go look at another one for a while. And maybe if I come back with a fresh set of eyes, I'll see something differently. Have you tried Metal Gear Solid 1, Resident Evil 2, or Castlevania Symphony of the Night? We've done Symphony of the Night on the stream. Um, I thought that was a fine time, but the thing is, Symphony of the Night's at a little bit of a disadvantage because I played Circle of the Moon and I played Order of Ecclesia before I played it. So a lot of like that kind of game, like Symphony of the Night didn't do a whole lot new for me. Um, it was a fun game, but it wasn't the mind-blowing experience for me that it seems to have been for a lot of people. And also, when it comes to Castlevania, I kind of really prefer the platformers, the more straightforward platformers. Resident Evil 2, I'm a very big fan of, but I played that on the N64. I had that one when I was younger. I really like Resident Evil 2. I played it a lot. We tried to do a playthrough on the stream, but while I was playing it, the first night when we started up, while I was playing it, the battery in the cartridge died. And so that meant I couldn't save, and I was forced to try to do it all in one life. And I'm not that good at Resident Evil 2, so the playthrough died. But I couldn't believe it. Mid playthrough, I've never. What are the odds that battery would live for all these years and then die when I needed it most? So that was interesting. Metal Gear Solid 1 I haven't played, and I'm intimidated by it. I'm not a big fan of cutscenes in games, like things that are story heavy, where you have to do a lot of watching or a lot of reading, are really not for me. I tend a lot more towards high action games with very little story. So like, things like RPGs and stuff like that, not necessarily my cup of tea. I I would like to play more of them, but yeah, they have a hard time making it onto my favorites list. So I want to give Metal Gear Solid a try at some point. I did play a little bit of the Twin Snakes on the GameCube. It went very badly. Hmm. Well, that didn't noticeably do anything, but I also didn't have very much electricity to work with, so I can't actually rule out that that was not successful. But I've got to get off this planet. This is not working out for me. Let me see where else I can go. Spawn ship or segment. Angela says, hang on, let me catch up here. I wouldn't call it a first-person shooter because in this game, Angela says your main weapon is a frying pan. I wish I was kidding. uh, I wouldn't have even known there was a gun unless I had watched the demo. Unless I'd watched the demo of someone else playing, probably one of the developers. They showed themselves flying a jetpack and zapping bats. You'd probably love the jankiness of PO'd. This game apparently also came to the PlayStation 1. Don't know if that version's any different than the one that I played on the 3DO. I don't know. I couldn't say. I've never heard of this one before. Maybe it'd be worth giving a look-see. Hopefully it's not terribly expensive, though. Symphony of the Night's like a comfort food game for me, Bryce says. No Final Fantasy tactics then. You don't not a fan of the Twin Snakes? I just couldn't figure out. I couldn't figure out. So I approach every game very strictly blind. Like I don't ever want to do any research if I can avoid it, and I really try not to ever ask for help or get hints or advice or anything. And and usually that extends even so far as to mean I don't even read the manuals. And I know that I'm working to my own disadvantage when I play like that. Because I'm normally like I talk a lot of big talk about being a supporter of the manual when it comes to retro games. Because I do think that it is a very valid and important tool for learning how to do things right. But I'm also afraid of manuals because they are sometimes just filled with spoilers that I don't want to fall victim to. So so I don't so I won't so I try not to read manuals too, but with the Twin Snakes, oh my goodness, I just couldn't figure out the controls and mechanics. I struggled with it for several hours. I think I made it. I think I made it into and defeated what qualifies as the first boss of that game, but it didn't go well. It was a shockingly terrible. It was a shockingly terrible night on the stream. All right, so Sekhmet or the spawn ship? What looks easier? Can't really say. I want to do what looks easiest. This Rith Esso looks terrible. I'm not eager to go back there. I guess we'll go to Sekhmet. Let's go there. We'll go to Sekhmet. Or no. That's not the spawn ship. Because I found more here the last time we were here. So spawn ship it is. To be fair, although the action RPG sort of like Metroid style Castlevanias aren't my favorite style of Castlevania, I do like Order of Ecclesia a lot. Like that, I am very fond of that game. If I have to use the back of the box to accomplish a task in a game, then I'm in big trouble. Too many spoilers on the back of the box. Can't read it. It's the only Castlevania still haven't played. Really been meaning to. I like that one a lot. It's a pretty challenging game. I feel like one of the things that I like about it is that I feel like it tries hard to force the player to interact with it a bit more like one of the classic platformer games. There's a couple things about it that kind of discourage strategies that would involve like spamming healing items and stuff to get through some of the more difficult boss fights. So it really wants to force you to like memorize and react to patterns. And not so much be able to use the RPG mechanics to your advantage to cheese your way through stuff. So like that's part of what I think, you know, like part of what appeals to me about it. You might like Astalon, Tears of the Earth. Very reminiscent of Castlevania 3. Really loved it. Kind of a Metroidvania, though. I've not heard of this game. Is it a PlayStation game? That jump worked? I could jump high enough to get that character? That's pretty wild. Have that on my wish list, but have yet to buy it, Angela says. Oh no! Oh. I really think I should be playing this stage as Lupus. We're gonna switch. It's on Steam / the Switch. Okay, Switch might be possible. I like a comparison to Castlevania 3. Castlevania 3 is one I still need to spend more time with. I've played a lot of Castlevania 1. And I've beaten 3 once, but I need to go back to it. I'd like to do enough playthroughs to get all the endings and try to get kind of good at it. Astalon. Oh, we played Alundra on the PlayStation 1. That's another good PlayStation game that we've played. Alundra was not a completely pleasant experience. The game definitely gets difficult and confusing at times, but overall very good game. Very good game. Astalon is a couple years old. It's good. Chances of finding it on sale should be considerably higher then. Yeah, I want to play those Bloodstained games. I've done the not 8-bit one before. I'd like to play the 8-bit games someday. I think there's 2 of them. The lunger's a little janky, but I love it. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with I had a lot of fun with the lunger. I had a lot of frustration with it too, but it was largely a really good experience, especially now that I have some distance from it. Probably don't want to go through there yet, though. Hope we're able to clear this stage, because this is going to be, judging by the number of teddy bears there are to rescue, this is going to be a rather big stage. Well, I was being fired upon by someone, but Getting into that tunnel there might be a little tricky. But it seems like something I'm going to need to do. This in here makes me worried. Just real quick before we pass out of here. This area with the deep water makes me worried I might have the wrong character for this stage. I might actually need Bella to clear the stage, but I can't tell for sure because there appears to be a gate over that tunnel that's under the water. And so I don't know if there's going to be a way to open that or not. If there's no way to open it, then I have nothing to fear, but... if it does open, might be in for a lot of hurt. I think these red doors are for later in the stage. Now goes the collection of the totally not furlings from Stargate SG-1. That's a reference I don't get at all, Tuesday. I assume they're teddy bears, though. And, so far, not great. We cleared one area, and then I spent an hour in another area and failed, so... that was time just kind of wasted. So you know, we had a little bit of success, but I also sunk a lot of time unproductively. But I mean, what else is new, right? That's like the key, like wasting time is like my ability to waste time is first on my list of special skills on my resume. That's what I'm trying to say. The stage may have some potential for a clear, though. There's only one area to this stage. Alright. Oh no! Ah! My jets didn't activate. It's very frustrating. Very frustrating how that happens sometimes. To activate, so your jets are the same button as your jump button, and to activate them you have to jump and then you have to press the button again. You can't just hold the button. But the problem is that I'm so fast at releasing and re-tapping the button that it doesn't read that I let go and hit it again. It reads like I just held the button. You see, the problem is that I'm just too good at the game. They didn't, it's incompatible with my lightning fast speed. They're never actually shown in that, show. The closest you get is a character, assuming that they look like Ewoks because of the name. Yeah, I don't know any Stargate content, unfortunately. I actually own a season or two of Stargate on DVD or Blu-ray, but I've never watched any of it. I think on Blu-ray. It must be. One of the libraries that I lived near for a while was selling... They sold used DVDs and Blu-rays for $1 a piece. And so I got in the habit of just buying everything that came in on Blu-ray, regardless of what it was or how interested I was in it, or wasn't. I think I've got a season or two of Stargate. Grew up on Stargate. We have every season of all 3 shows, 2 of the movies, ironically not the first. And not Infinity. No one talks about that. It isn't real. that's so bogus. So every character can hover, or every character can fly. They all have jetpacks. We didn't at the start of the game, but you get jetpacks at some point. So every character can fly when there's a fuel pad, but Lupus can hover all the time. You don't need fuel for Lupus. The other characters need fuel. But Lupus can still step onto the fuel pad and then fly like regular fly and not just hover. So I did that, and I was on the fuel pad, and then I was running out of fuel, and I was hovering, and I ran out of fuel, and then I dropped out of the sky, even though the standard hover lasts for longer than I was able to fly for. When you're... Like, I feel like when my fuel runs out... With Lupus, that my hover should still... I should still fly for as long as the hover would have lasted. Maybe I'm off base here, but... I don't know, that makes sense to me. This lava makes me nervous that I have the wrong character. For clearing the stage right now. How are we doing? I've got 8. 7 are left. becoming increasingly worried. Green key required. No, I've done all this work as Lupus, and then he's not even able to clear this because he doesn't have the green key. I may very soon have to issue an apology for having so poorly spent our time tonight with this game here. I think that Bella has a green key. So I had feared for a moment that I was going to have to do this stage as Bella. And I think that's right. Alright, my friends. I think we're actually going to wrap up here for the night. This is a terribly disappointing place to end this, I'm afraid. Dean's Rule. Welcome in, but I don't know if you just heard. I was just about to start saying goodnight. I hate to do that to you. We're actually done with Bubsy 3D though. I conquered it. We beat the game. I got all the rockets. I got 200 atoms on every stage. We got both endings, and then I even went back and completed the final stage damageless for an additional challenge. Bubsy 3D is completely wiped out. I've conquered it by I think every metric that I can. Yes, you did, Cal says. So, unfortunately, we didn't make as much progress in this game as I hoped for tonight. But we did clear one stage, so another world is completely done. Even though to do that I only had to clear one area. So it hasn't been without progress. I failed another world entirely. But and this one, I wasted my time here too. But I think I learned which character I need to use. So at least there's progress in that regard. Question mark. We'll tackle this stage as Vela the next time we play. But we're gonna call it a night. We're gonna wrap up the stream here a little bit early. But I said from the start that it's probably gonna be a bit of an early finish tonight, and that's what we're gonna do. So thank you, my friends. No worries. Good to see you. Anyhow, thank you, Teens Rule. Again, sorry to do that to you, but I appreciate you dropping in to say hello to us at least. See you tomorrow then. See you tomorrow, Greg. Thank you for the Hydrate Tuesday. Finish that one up. So more Jet Force Gemini next week. Probably earlier in the week. Tuesday or Wednesday. Probably first part of the week. Take a look in the Discord to be sure which night. Hopefully the next time we play this, I'll be able to give the whole night to Jet Force Gemini. So we'll be able to make another substantial chunk of progress is what I hope for. You conquered it by every metric that counts. Any metrics that say you didn't conquer it deserve to be ignored. Tuesday says, I appreciate that point of view. Thanks for the great stream as always. Thank you for being here, cows, as always. Well, I guess you're not always here, cows, but when you are here, I'm always grateful for you. Ooh. I think I know where we're gonna go. We'll head out with a raid as is usual. Hopefully this stream isn't ending soon. So I should be back tomorrow night. 10:30 is my target for start. That's when I'd like the stream to begin. I might show up a little late. Hopefully not. I've been doing real well this week. So fingers crossed. But sometime between 10:30 and midnight is when we'll start up. Ideally earlier. Tomorrow night is Ape Escape. That's the only thing I have scheduled. Gonna try and make more progress towards 100% in that game. I don't think we'll finish it. I think that's virtually impossible. I've got a lot of work to do in that game. But we'll hope for a huge chunk of progress. And I should stream Friday night as well. That's going to be Smash TV and probably Splatterhouse 2. I would expect both of those games on Friday. I'm going to send this over to Jay at Oh Hey It's Jay, playing Yoshi's Island on the SNES, one of my favorite games, and doing retro achievements for it. So I would encourage you to come along. Jay has got a wonderful stream. Really good times in this direction. I've had a really good time tonight, my friends. There's been some frustration, there's been some heartache, but that's all part of video games. Overall, a lot of progress, a lot of fun. Thank you for being here with me, my friends. I hope you've enjoyed our time together. I hope that I will get to see you again very soon. Be well until that time comes. But as for tonight, we are all out of things to do here. It is time to head out. Let's go on an adventure.